Hey everybody, welcome back to the weekly vlog. This week we're going to be talking about the upload schedule for the week. Going to be pitching some ideas to you guys for streams and playthroughs coming up, and I want to take your suggestions on some more stuff because we got a lot of series wrapping up right now, so I want your suggestions on some new ones. First for the schedule though, Kanung is taking a little bit of a break for a while. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 3 p.m. we have Pokemon Platinum coming back with What a Geek. I've been having a lot of fun recording that. Tuesday and Thursday, we have the finale of Resident Evil 7, so Thursday's episode will be the last of that playthrough. Saturday and Sunday at 3 p.m., as well as Tuesday and Thursday at 6 p.m., we have Crusader Kings 2. 6 p.m. today, Monday, we have Evil Genius, and 6 p.m. on Wednesday, we have Thea the Awakening, with Evil Genius and Thea the Awakening being stream recordings of last week. Lastly, on Sunday at 6 p.m., we have the Best of Clip show for Resident Evil 7, if you want a quick overview of that series. Tuesday, we're streaming some Crusader Kings 2 at 4 p.m. Saturday, Evil Genius, and Sunday, Thea the Awakening. So I've got some ideas for Let's Plays to start as these ones start to wrap up and everything. I've already recorded little bits of some and other ones, and I'm working on editing a lot of things. But one that I really like the idea of, and this probably wouldn't happen right away, but I want your opinion on it, would be I want to do a Let's Play of Pokemon Emerald with Fatima, my wife. And I want her to play the game, and I'm just here doing commentary alongside. It'd probably end up being a really long playthrough. She doesn't like play video games non-stop like I do. She only played a few growing up. She only really started getting into video games pretty much right after high school when she started having a bit more free time, and I was suggesting a lot of good games to her. She played Pokemon Yellow growing up, as well as Pokemon Crystal, although neither of them she played a ton, I don't think. So this would be her first time with Generation 3, so I thought it'd be a good starting point, is the generation after where she stopped playing. And I just thought people might like that, because people have been really enjoying her coming on my streams every once in a while. So if you like that idea, let me know in the comments section. Another Let's Play that I've started to record, and I'm not sure when this is going to go up yet, I'm going to say probably next month maybe. I want some serious time to edit it and to figure out exactly what I want to do with it. But Resident Evil Outbreak, with the functioning online, we have online working, and I'm playing it with Playa Bogart and Malaria. It's really interesting because I used to play that game a lot on the PlayStation 2 back in the day, but I never had the online working with it back when the servers existed, so I had only played it online like last week. That was like the first time I ever played it online. It was on stream with Bogart. And Bogart was an old pro of the game who used to play it online all the time. He could do all like the crazy challenge stuff on it, whereas I was good enough to beat the game on normal mode on single player. Not really anything above that, because it is a genuinely quite hard game, especially on higher difficulties. And Malaria never played Outbreak or Outbreak File 2, which is the semi-expansion, semi-sequel, which we also want to do. She never played that, but she is a huge veteran of horror games in general, but especially Resident Evil games. She's 100%ed the achievements on quite a few Resident Evil games now. So us recording that together was her first time playing. And we've already done the first 3 stages. If you're familiar with Outbreak and Outbreak File 2, both games are 5 levels long and just have a lot of replayability. So we've already recorded the first 3 levels of the first one. We'd probably just make it into one big playthrough. And they recorded their own perspectives and everything. I recorded my own perspective, and we're going to do something with that at some point. So if you want to see that, let me know in the comments, and, you know, if not too many people want to see it, then maybe we'll hold it off for a little while and just release it as bonus videos on certain days, or maybe people really, really want to see that, then we'll try and get that out sooner for you guys. We'll see how it is, judging by what you guys, how you guys respond to this video. Before we get on to some streaming ideas though, I want to thank everybody who is pledging $10 or above over on Patreon. So for our Patreon shoutouts, we have Ghazali, Mad Librarian, Fiery Biscuits, Zandak, Taco Man, Play It Bogart, Night Fury 15, The Jedstar, Jetstream, Conkdonk, Sophia Orr, Kilrain, Victor, Wolf20KO, One Savvy Siren, Shauna, Tim, Keta, Cyan Nolan, Lemonhead, Morgan, Disastra, Josh Brown, and Emmeth. Thank you so much, everybody, for your continued support over on Patreon. So, my streams. As you know, I've been talking about a lot recently. I've been doing more and more casual streams, which I'm having a lot of fun with, where I just stream on any given day at any given time. I send out notifications on Twitter and YouTube, and I think there's an auto one on Facebook. I never use the Facebook page anymore. And Steam, the biggest notifications on Steam. Link in the description if you want to join the Steam group. It's the most convenient way to know when I'm going live, really. But I've been doing a lot of casual streams, especially with Fatima, and those have been a lot of fun. And there are a lot of games that I really want to do now that I can just kind of casually do these and upload them on YouTube whenever and not really worry about making it too clean and nice for YouTube. Just kind of focus on having fun in the stream. And it's been really reinvigorating my interest in streaming by doing that, and it seems like people are really enjoying that. 3 games that I really want to do on the stream sometime soon would be Oriental Empires, Romance of the Three Kingdoms 13, and Deadly Premonition. So if you're not familiar with these games, one, Oriental Empires is a pretty new 4X strategy game, so it's a little bit Civilization, like modern Civilization, although it's very much its own thing. Surface level looks a bit Civilization 5, Civilization 6, but I've played it quite a bit, and it is very much its own thing. It's just a really fun Chinese historical strategy game. You know, you pick your Chinese warlord faction, and you try and become the strongest power within China to essentially control China. Really, really fun. I want to deep dive into that game a lot more than I already have. I have quite a few hours on that game, actually, considering I haven't gotten super, super far into the game, and I really enjoy every time I crack that one open. So I want to stream that game and show it to you guys, because it's a really cool game. There's Romance of the Three Kingdoms 13. You might know the Romance of Three Kingdoms games as being the strategy counterpart to the Dynasty Warriors games, where it's a little more historically accurate and heavy strategy games, dating all the way back to the NES, I believe was the first one. And 13 is a really, really good one. Oh, God, it is so fun. So it's another strategy Chinese history game taking place during the time of the Dynasty Warriors games, which is an actual historical time period. The Dynasty Warriors is just... You know, Dynasty Warriors is based on Romance of the Three Kingdoms, which were novels, which were based on records of the Three Kingdoms, which were more historically accurate, but not super historically accurate. It's just a more fantasy version of historical events, that whole line of games and novels and whatnot. And Romance of the Three Kingdoms, the games, are a strategy counterpart made by Koei, same company who does Dynasty Warriors. It's just really fun. In that one, you pick to play as an individual officer or minister or whatever. You can even make your own. And you can climb your way up in the ranks of whatever warlord you're under, or you could even be the ruler. You could be your own roving band of bandits even, and just do whatever you want. Go around, make a bandit camp, make a country, make a giant faction within China, just kind of do whatever. It's truly one of the most open strategy games I've ever played, in that it's probably the only turn-based, kind of real-time, it's a weird hybrid, strategy game that I've ever played that I can truly also call an open-world game. It's two genres you wouldn't think could mix together, and yet they did a really fantastic job, which is crazy to think, because I think every previous Romance of the Three Kingdoms game was turn-based, and just, you know, a strategy game. And this one's like open world in a weird way, and semi-real time, but you're incentivized to pause a ton. Semi-turn-based almost, is very hard to describe, and yet it's a very good game. I'd love to play that one. And lastly, Deadly Premonition, which you guys know is my second favorite game of all time. Just barely below Evil Genius for me in my favorite games of all time list. In fact, I did that video like a year ago called Top 5 Favorite Video Games. And I'm still happy with that video, even though looking back on it, my audio was really bad in it. Because I had just gotten a new audio interface and I hadn't set it up super well. And at the time I'm like, oh, this sounds okay. And then listening back to it now, I'm like, this is fucking hard to listen to with a good sound card and good headphones like I have now. It's literally genuinely hard to listen to that. But I'm happy with how the video came out otherwise. Deadly Premonition, though, is this... I mean, it's sold as a horror game, but it's really not a horror game. It's it's a really interesting open world. I'm not sure what to call it. It's a really goofy, fun, funny, and yet emotionally deep game made by Swery65. I almost said Suda51. Sorry, their names are so similar. By Swery65, who's probably my favorite video game developer in the world. And it's just this weird, self-aware, goofy, hilarious, really badly programmed game that is insanely fun. It's weird because you look at the box art of the game and you're like, oh, this looks like shovelware horror game. And you play the first 15, 30 minutes of the game and you're like, this is shit. Either then a little glimpse and glimmer of something deeper than the surface, being the opening cutscene is really interesting when you start a new game. But the game is front-loaded with the worst part of it, which is it's front-loaded with the shit combat that originally was going to be in the game until I believe publishers told them to put it in the game, and really bad driving. The real point of the game is the cutscenes and exploring the town and meeting people. It's based off Twin Peaks, although it's not a Twin Peaks game. It's inspired by Twin Peaks, and it very much does its own thing. But if you watch Twin Peaks, you can heavily see the influence. But he very much does his own thing with the game, and I absolutely adore that game. It's a murder mystery, and I'm not going to spoil anything. And when I do the playthrough, I'm not going to spoil anything for you, even though I obviously know, what the whole mystery is and all of that. I'm going to ask that nobody spoils it for anyone else who's experiencing it fresh. I'm also going to be showing how I fixed the game, because the game runs horrifically badly nowadays. The only way you can still buy the game, I believe, is on Steam, the Director's Cut. And the Director's Cut is nigh unplayable without a slew of game fixes made by fans that you can download, which I'll have in the description of my playthrough whenever it goes up on YouTube, so that you guys can also fix it if you end up picking up the game. But yeah, if you guys want to see me stream Oriental Empires, Romance of the Three Kingdoms, or Deadly Premonition, let me know in the comments down below. And again, judging by how many people say it or how enthusiastic you guys are, I'd love to start those series sooner or later, depending on the response and everything. And of course, lastly, if you have any ideas for games you'd like to see me do Let's Plays of, or group Let's Plays, or streams, or anything, please let me know in the comment section, because I'm always willing to take suggestions. I've got this big document where whenever people give suggestions I really like, I write it down in the document so that later, when I'm like, oh, I want to record something and I'm not sure what to record, I can look at that document and be like, you know what, now's the time to record that suggestion, or something like that. So if anybody has any suggestions, please let me know. I'd love to take them into consideration and maybe throw them in my document where I keep that stuff. But I need to get back to work on some editing on that Resident Evil Outbreak stuff, as well as some more Pokemon Platinum. So thank you everybody so much for watching this video. Thank you so much for taking the time to comment and give me some feedback on the show. And until next time, have a nice day.